What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to Sugar Hill State Forest and the Sugar Hill Lookout. So this is, let's see, US 5322, I believe. And for SPOTA, it is W2WE006. So I figured, just make sure I locked my truck here. Pretty sure I did. No, I know I did. I'm going to show you, if you come up here between May and October, you can drive right up the road to get to the fire tower and the camping area. But if you come up here late October through beginning of May, you can't. So you come up Tower Road here and you park in this parking lot right here, and then you have to hike in, and it's not a real long hike. I figured I would take you along just so you could kind of see what the hike was like. It's not very far and it's not very steep. So in the summer, this is a drive up SPOTA. In the winter, it is a hike up SPOTA. You can camp here. There are a whole bunch of designated camping sites that are real nice, all up and down Tower Road that I was just on, and then there's a whole pile of them up here at the top. Well, like I said, it's not a bad walk from the parking area up to the fire tower and the summit. It's pretty straightforward. My plan is I'm gonna get on the air with a QRP, although I think we just had a solar flare. Let me look. Let me double check here. Yeah, we're at the beginning of a solar flare. I don't know if you can see that or not, but right there. So we'll see how conditions are. But, sorry, my allergies are kicking my butt today. I'll be QRP today. Plan is to use an NFET half wave. We'll see how that goes. Worst comes to worst, I do have the G90 and other antennas and stuff in the truck. If I can't get it done in QRP, if the conditions turn south, I can come back down to the truck and get the bigger radio. Although, if I did that, I figure probably what I would try to do is get my 4 contacts for SPOTA up at the summit here, and then go back down to the truck and finish up. That way I wouldn't have to hike up with the G90 and the bigger battery. It's not that big a deal, but I think we can get it done QRP today. Band conditions were amazing yesterday. I was in Long Pond State Forest yesterday, and the bands were awesome. I was running 100 watts too. We'll see what they're like today. This road is steeper than it looks on camera. It probably doesn't look very steep from where you are. The comfort of your own couch or chair or wherever you might be, but this road is much steeper than it looks. So if you hear me huffing and puffing, because I got a 30-pound pack on and this road is steep. There's only one other car here today. It's got Jersey plates on it. See if anybody's floating around up here at the top. Quite often people go up here to go to the fire tower because it's a cool spot. You guys have seen it on the channel before. I'll probably climb up in it. Probably try to get some 2-meter contacts on the top of it. Kind of hidden behind those trees there. You'll see it in a minute. I hear something running up here. It's a gator or something. Park maintenance. It's not really a park, it's a state forest, but in a recreation area. going on, guys? Looks like they're doing some work up over here. So you can just sort of see the fire tower in the trees there. I'll walk up and around. Normally I just walk up through the grass here towards the pavilion, but we'll walk up and around so you can get the full effect. There's the fire tower. Like I said, I'll probably go up in there, see if I can make some 2-meter contacts later. Last time I was here, back in October, I had a 66-mile, 70-centimeter contact, oddly enough. But I'm way up high. Okay, so over there, those are horse stables. There's a lot of horse trails here. That picnic table right there might actually be a good spot. We'll see. Or over here. I've never activated from over here before. I always activate from over there. We'll see. That might actually be a good spot. There's a tree to put my antenna in. I do have a mast too, but so the Finger Lakes Trail kind of runs down through here also. There's some lean-tos you can camp at down in there. These are all camping spots. And all down over there are camping spots. During the summer, there are bathrooms and running water here, which is unusual for a state forest. Normally, state forests have no amenities at all. But this one has a recreation area. So yeah, there's the fire tower. I've said this before on the channel, but this is the best maintained one of these around. I've been in a lot of these fire towers here in New York, and a lot of them are pretty rickety. This one is in exceptionally good shape. This, as far as I'm aware, this is the only one I've ever seen that has all the glass in it too. Normally the windows are all busted out. This one's in really, really good shape. So if you ever happen to be up here, this is a good spot. Now I'm only 2,096 feet in the air, and then the tower's like, I think this is probably like 75 feet tall, something like that. It's pretty big. It puts me about, I don't know, 2,150 feet in the air, which isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things, but compared to the surrounding terrain, it is. So I'm thinking maybe that picnic table over there might be the spot. Right in the trees there. It's on a concrete pad. That might be the spot, I think. I don't normally do intros like this where I walk around and show you everything, but I figured I would this time. I do it every once in a while. Feel free to skip ahead. Yeah, I think this will work. Get rid of some of these branches kicking around here. I'm thinking the antenna is going to go up that tree right there. Get some of these branches out of here. Okay, so I'm thinking I'll probably show the whole thing here. Normally I don't show my antenna deployments and stuff, but like I said, I'm thinking the antenna is going to go up in this branch right here and then down. So let me, now I forgot my my cold shoe and everything today. I would normally have a mic on me that I could mic myself up with, but I left it on my desk at home. So, gotta make do with what I got. So you won't be able to hear me real well when I go over to deploy the antenna, but that's okay. So, the kit that I'm using today is that MTR4B kit you saw on the channel. I posted a short, or not a short, but like a 5-minute video on it. So that's the kit I'm gonna be running today. Now I do have multiple antennas and stuff with me also. I do have a random wire and a tuner with me just in case. The plan is to do the whole activation with the MTR4B and the NFET half wave. So what might be a little tricky is there's not a lot in the way of rocks around. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of rocks. I was gonna say I need them for my throw bag. So there's our kit. I will need a seat. These metal picnic tables are not the most comfortable thing to sit at. So sit right about there. Let's see, I'm gonna need a battery bank because I gotta plug you guys in or the camera will die. So we'll do that right now. It does make it a little unwieldy if I need to carry it around, but pardon the movement of the camera here. I'm popping the doors open so I can get the battery charge in here. That gator's kind of loud. Hopefully that doesn't drive people crazy. I apologize. All right, we should be charging now. Yes, we are. All right, cool. So, got our little throw line. This is just a recycled bag. It's from a little pouch that I bought at Sportsman's Warehouse or something. I'm gonna make some of these with some like 1000D Cordura, some tough ones. But basically it's just a little pouch. I've got a piece of paracord cord sewn into it and Velcro on the top, and I just throw rocks in it. I'll chuck down with the tree. Collect a couple rocks here. All right, so my bag is full of rocks. So our line is attached to that paracord. Like I said, I'm going to go up over this branch over here. I always wrap everything in a figure 8 so that nothing tangles. If you don't know how to do that, I do have a video on my channel that shows that. You chuck this over this isn't going to be very high, and that's okay, I don't mind. I don't really need it to be super high. Oh, that's excessive. I don't want to be over 50 branches. I just want to be over 1. You probably can't see me because I'm an idiot. Forgot to move the camera. So let me do that real quick so you can actually see what I'm doing. You can probably see the bag go up into the tree, and that's about it. You definitely can't see me. Move you guys down there. Now you'll actually be able to see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. So like I said, I'm trying to get into this branch up here. The last time I chucked it, I got over a bunch of branches, and I don't want that. shot. Try it one more time. If I have to go over all that, I'll go over all of it, but I don't really want to. Try it one more time. If that's what we get, that's what we get. That's one of the problems with putting up wire antennas, is they can be kind of a pain to get them where you want them. Try this. There we go. That's what I wanted. Beautiful. Okay. Now we can put our antenna up. So now now that we've got our throw bag in the tree, get our antenna out here. 40 meter end fed half wave. So this is resonant on 40 and 20 and 15. And it just so happens those are the 3 bands that this radio is built for. Okay, so got the antenna unfurled. I'll get it taut here in a minute. Let me get my transformer and my coax. Hook that up. RG316 is finicky stuff. Gets all tangled up. Bring that up through the table. Use the table as some strain relief here. So we get that antenna pulled tight. Picking up sticks while I'm doing that. My coax is underneath this big branch here. That's what these guys on the gator are doing, is picking up all this debris. My coax fell off the picnic table too. See how I am? Let's try that again. There we go. Take 2. Okay. So, antenna is up. So normally you don't see that stuff in real time on my channel, but I figured, why not? You can see it takes a little bit of time sometimes to get that strung up. It's not super high, but that's okay. So let's get everything else ready to go here. Radio, power cable, battery, key, and I think I'm going to use a bigger speaker. Let's see if we can get you guys in a little tighter here. All right. Hook our coax up. Hook our battery up. Hook our key up. And our speaker that I'm knocking over. See how I am? All right. Turn the radio on here. Turn our speaker on. Why do I have no sound? Interesting. I have no audio out of that. Let's try the other speaker and see what happens. If I can get this all plugged into here, I don't know if I can. I can't. This might be a problem. What's going on here? Oh, time to do a little diagnosing here. What's up with this radio? Oh, I see what's going on. I see why nothing's working. Because I somehow flipped a switch. So we were on the wrong. Okay, let's try that. There we go. All right, so we're now on 20 meters. On 59.5. Let's see. 20 words per minute. Let's see what our SWR looks like. 1.3, 4.7 watts out. Volume is all the way up. Now I did bring a screwdriver so I can adjust the side tone. Or not the side tone, the volume on the radio. You can do the side tone also, but you gotta actually open the radio up to do it. All right. So, make sure we can see everything in frame here. I'm gonna flip the screen up. I apologize if this has been a little long and a little boring. Like I said, I don't normally show everything, but I figured I would today. Turn that volume up just a little bit here. Okay, I do believe we have a clear frequency. So this is, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is, let's double check the solar conditions real quick. Oh, we had a little tiny flare, we should be fine. Okay, so this should be as usual, my phone is wreaking havoc with this radio. These mountain toppers are horrendous for RFI from your phone. Just make sure everything's scheduled correctly. 5322, yep. Let's get that away from the radio. So this is going to be what's the 23rd? This is going to be US 5322 and W2WE006. And it is currently, what is it, 1323? I'm sorry, 1523. I'm losing my mind. 1523, so you're going to 1500. This is going to be call, state, no, RST, state, time, 1500. Hopefully you can hear that. Okay, I think we're good. And I could have plugged the speaker in. I tried to plug it in the wrong spot. I would be able to use this no problem on this radio. I'd done it before. That's why I was like, why won't things work? All right, everything's in frame. Looks like it. Sorry about the hand in front of the camera, but all right, I think we're ready to go. Slow the code speed down a little bit. I'm going to call a little bit slower. Sometimes the SPOTA operators are slower, unless they're European, then they're stupid fast. Hit the RBN yet? Just hit the RBN. Okay. I don't have CQ SPOTA programmed into the radio, so I'll have to hand key that one. I have POTA in. Spots aren't amazing. I am spotted. Hard to hear with this gator going. Alabama. Well, that's one. He was really down in the weeds, though. Wow. Might be a slow one today. Getting out to the west pretty good. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but my SNR is like garbage. Doesn't really surprise me though. Man, it's gonna be hard to hear with this gator going behind me. Minnesota. Let me try swapping speakers, see if I can get any more. For some reason, this is really quiet. I can barely hear anybody. Let's throw this speaker on and see if it's any louder. Man, I can't hear anything. I don't know. Let's turn the volume up a little more on the radio. Let's try that. Man. This is gonna be a rough one. Wow. Wow, this is bad. I'm not getting hurt either. Just to the west. Nothing south. I might have to change the orientation of the antenna. Although I did work Alabama. That was my first call. So. Wow. This is crazy. Wow, this is gonna be like the most boring video I've ever made. That's saying something. That gator's so loud. Even if anybody's calling me, I wouldn't be able to hear him. I am not getting heard. And my last RBN spot was 3 minutes ago. Man, listen to the... Nothing. Maybe we'll try 40 just for giggles. I mean, it's a little late for 40. It's like 11:30, but... $5.99. I can barely hear anybody. It's insane. So far, I'm not super stoked about this radio. I've used it a little bit. I think LNR missed the mark on this one. Well, that's 3. I've almost got a valid SOTA activation. Wow. I guess then we can try some other bands. Well, 2 other bands, 40 or 15. Worst comes to worst, like I said, I can, if I need one more up here, I can always go down and hook the G90 up. I don't want to have to do that, though. I did not expect things to be so rough today. There was just a little solar flare, but just nothing major, just a little bit. All right, let's maybe try 40 meters. All right, let's just see. So these are going to be 20 CW. This is going to be 40 CW. Check our SWR. 1.3, 7 watts out. That okay, let's try this. Fix this coax a little bit. I don't like how this is wrapped around this. It's got to stay that way though, because that's holding the antenna taut, so I guess I can't do that. Well, that was dumb. Just tighten that back up, maybe. What did I do? How did that happen? All right, let's undo this. Let's try that. That's better. See what our 40 meter spots look like. Man, sorry this is so probably incredibly boring, but man, even 40 is looking awful. There we go. That gives us a valid activation. At least for SPOTA. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Like I said, I apologize this one's so slow today. It's at 5. We're getting halfway there. This one's going to be slow today. This is how they are sometimes. Vermont. Not used to sending this slow. It's throwing my cadence off a little bit. But it's hard to QRS on this radio, or harder than a lot of them. You have to go into the menu, and you lose reception when you do that. So I'm sending it 20 words a minute today. Is that 7? Need 3 more for a valid POTA activation. I'm not leaving until I get it. Gotcha. He's way down in the noise. Maryland. That's 7. Need 3 more. Somebody's in there. I heard a Z. gator's killing me. I can't hear anything. I missed that. I think that was VA3. Yep, gotcha. That's what I thought it was. We came up. We need one more. Yep. So as usual, 40 is the money band. I find 40 meters sort of is my sweet spot for most stuff. Need one more. I'm not leaving until I get it. I think that was Eric. E-S-E. You are number 10. Thank you. Took me a long time. Another jersey. Man, it's hard to hear that gator. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11. There was an 8 in there. I can't hear him. Nope. Sorry, dude. You were so far down on the noise, all I caught was the 8. All right, we'll call CQ 1 or 2 more times here on 40 meters. And I think I'll hop to 15. Let's see what the SWR looks like on 15. Because this should radiate on 15. If it will, maybe we'll call CQ a couple times at 15. If it won't, then we'll just call it a day. All right, let's go ahead and hop over to 15. Let's just see. Oh. And just make sure I can read that call because I've got it butchered here on the paper. N A8M, and I broke my lead. Okay, let's go ahead and hop over. I feel like that broke again. It did. What's up with this? Oh, am I out of lead? No, I'm not. I was going to say there's no way. But I'm almost out of lead in the pencil. I don't know if I've got another pencil with me. I think that's all the lead I've got. I've got pencils in the truck, but all right, let's see what 15 looks like on this thing. Two and a half to 1. I'm not going to do that on this radio. This radio doesn't like these mountain toppers don't like higher SWRs. So I think I'm gonna call it right there. That's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 13 in the log in half an hour. That's pretty ugly. But we're QRP. The antenna's not super high, and oddly enough, band conditions aren't amazing. Like, if you look at the RBN spots, I mean, they're pretty lousy. You know, I mean, I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't see it, but I mean, I've got a couple out into New England, one up into Canada, one down into North Carolina, and that's about it. Signal to noise ratios, let's see what they look like. 9 dB, 12 dB. Yeah, that's pretty bad for 40 meters. All right, let's go ahead and call QRT. Okay, let's kill the radio. Wow, that was slow and ugly. I apologize. That has to be the most boring video I've ever shot. However, unfortunately, sometimes that's how these go. Like I said, I mean, band conditions are not stellar, and I was running QRP, right? So, and like I said, the antenna is not very high. I've only got that thing maybe, I don't know, 12, 13 feet in the air. It's not very high. 15 feet tops at the apex. It's just up into that branch right there. So, I mean, the antenna's low. We're running low power. So it got the job done, but it wasn't pretty. So, thank you to all the hunters. That was a rough one this morning. Even with the best calls, they were hard to hear. I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the video. I won't know until I watch it, but man, those were hard to pull out. And with that gator running around, I don't know where they're over there. With that gator running around, man, oh, that was hard to pull out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack this stuff up. I'm going to head up to the top of the fire tower over there and call CQ on 2 meters a couple times and see what happens. I think I'll probably, I don't know if I'll get anybody or not, but I'll record from up there. So let me pack all this stuff up, shut the camera off, hike up to the top of the tower, and then I'll fire the camera back up and we'll see if we get anybody on 2 meters from up the tower. So this has already been an hour long, so I apologize, but stick around and let's see what we get on 2 meters. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, we're gonna go up the stairs in this thing. Now, you were strapped to my chest, so I can't really see what you guys see. I normally wouldn't record going up this, but why not? We'll see what it looks like. Oh, we can't, it's closed, never mind. I was going to, but we're not. Normally this is open all the way to the top, but they've got it gated up. Well, I guess we won't go up there then. So let's go back over to a picnic table and just real quick call CQ a couple times on 2 meters and see what happens. I doubt we'll get anything, but it's worth a shot. I was hoping I could get to the top of the fire tower. So normally the tower's open except for the very top, but whatever. So we'll go, let's see, what table do we want to go to? These guys are working over here, so let's go back over where we were before. Well, that's disappointing. Oh well. We'll come back in May once the fire tower's open. We'll call CQ from the top of the fire tower. Like I said, a lot of times that's where I get contacts from here because it's so high compared to the rest of the average terrain. So real quick, I doubt we'll get anybody, but I'll spot myself on both SPOTA and SOTA, and we'll see what happens here. So let me get you guys out of my pack. All right. Get this out of my pocket. What am I stuck on? Oh, I see what I'm stuck on. Okay, real quick, just for giggles, bring you guys up high. I'll kind of stand over there. We will attempt, my guess is with great futility, to get some 2 meter contacts. The other thing I forgot to do, because I'm an idiot, was take pictures of my setup. So I'm gonna have to take a screenshot, I guess, of my setup for my thumbnail. I do that a lot. Thomas Witherspoon says that all the time too. He's like, oh, I've got to remember to take a picture or whatever. It's hard. You get going and you just forget to do things like take pictures for thumbnails. All right, let me get my 2 meter half wave antenna here. This is the Smiley. This is not the MFJ. This one's not quite as efficient. It's pretty good, but it's not quite as good. Let me flip this, sorry about my hand. Let me flip this screen up so I can kind of see what's what here. Make sure I'm in frame. Yep, we're good. Okay. So let me go ahead and spot myself on 2 meters. Just gonna answer this text. People are asking me if I'm still on the air, so. So let's see, we're going to go into POTA.app. We're going to respot 146520 FM spot, and then we're going to go into SOTA Watch to do the same thing. Whatever loads. We are going to go into, where am I? I'm in here someplace. There I am. We are going to, let me respot myself. Am I not logged in? That's why I'm not logged in. It helps if you're actually logged into the website. Let's try that again. All right. So let's respot myself here. Will let me? K2EJT, W2, 3006, frequency 14652, FM, spot. Okay, we are spotted. Again, I doubt we'll get anybody, but you never know. Is the frequency in use. So I've got an FT60 and the Smiley 2-meter half wave. Is the frequency in use. I think we're good. CQ, 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 CQ POTA, CQ SOTA, CQ Parks on the Air, CQ Summits on the Air, Kilo 2 Echo Juliet Tango calling CQ for Parks on the Air and Summits on the Air and listening. We'll only call a few times. I doubt we'll get anybody, but you never know. CQ POTA, CQ SOTA, Kilo 2 Echo Juliet Tango calling CQ for Parks on the Air and Summits on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ SOTA, CQ SOTA, CQ Parks on the Air and Summits on the Air. Kilo 2 Echo Juliet Tango calling CQ for POTA, CQ for SOTA and listening. Yeah, I doubt we're going to get anybody. Very rarely do you get anybody on 2 meters or 70 centimeters around here. The last time I did was on Support Your Parts Week. No, it was the New York QSO party. There were people listening on 2 meters. CQ POTA, CQ SOTA, Kilo 2 Echo Juliet Tango calling CQ for Parks on the Air and Summits on the Air and listening. All right, we'll call CQ 1 or 2 more times. If we don't get anything, we'll button it up. I apologize for this one being so boring, but it's the way they go sometimes. CQ POTA, CQ SOTA, Kilo 2 Echo Juliet Tango calling CQ for POTA and CQ for SOTA and listening. All right, one more. CQ, 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 CQ POTA, CQ SOTA, CQ Parks on the Air, CQ Summits on the Air. Kilo 2 Echo Juliet Tango calling CQ for Parks on the Air and Summits on the Air and listening. I believe that's all she wrote, folks. All right, hunters, thank you so much. This is K2EJT QRT. And with that disappointment, we'll finish this video up. Again, I apologize. This one was a little pathetically slow. That happens sometimes. They're not always pile up end to end. You know, we were QRP. Band conditions, while they look good, I mean, from the solar condition standpoint, you know, signals were weak. I had the volume cranked up as far as it would go on the speaker and pretty much as far as it would go on the rig, and you could barely even pull out some of those stations. So I don't know if it was a combination of, you know, the radio was running and the band conditions and everything else, but yeah, it was a little slow, and that's how they go sometimes. So my intention, we'll see how it goes. My intention is tomorrow night into Friday, so today's Wednesday. My intention is to camp at Long Pond State Forest and do an overnight activation. So it would be, I'll do Thursday night and then Friday morning we'll do some 40 meters, some 80 meters, maybe some 60 meters. It's going to depend on how the weather goes. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow, but that's my intention. So at any rate, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to the hunters. This one was a little infuriating, but that happens sometimes. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, as always, 7-3.